I had to really fight the why me, it's not fair, like having to daily fight those kinds of thoughts and really remind myself of truths that God is healer, that God works all things together for my good. In that season, it was this time of learning to really train my emotions to align to truth. My name is Grace Johnstone. I'm a communications coordinator at Biola University. I was diagnosed with basal cell carcinoma in July 2014. Basal cell carcinoma is a type of skin cancer that looks like a wound on your flesh, and it just continues over time to grow and it doesn't heal. At the time I was diagnosed with this mark, I'd actually had the mark on my face for 2 years by the time we actually had it biopsied. When I first came to Ekko, I was praying for a community that was within my community. I had a conversation with my CrossFit coach. He mentioned Ekko and I inquired about it, and I ended up going, and it was so weird. I just felt so at peace in the presence of the Holy Spirit. And I think it was the 3rd or 4th month that I've been going to Ecclesia when I had been diagnosed with skin cancer, and I remember sharing that, and it was something that was really hard for me to share. And I remember everyone just stopped and they prayed over me. Through that whole process, like our Ecclesia, they continued to check in on me and just be like, hey, we're praying for you. And I think about what would have happened if I hadn't been at Ekko when all of this happened. It would have been a very different story. So that summer in 2014, I was prayed over at our retreat. I started crying and I could just feel the presence of the Holy Spirit. After that night, I went back to my room and I looked at my mark. I kept looking at it and taking pictures. The mark was shrinking, and it wasn't just that it was shrinking, it was healing over. With basal cell carcinoma, it can't do that. What happens is it's reproducing cells, and so it continues to get larger and kind of look like a larger open wound, but it was doing the opposite. So during the season of prayer that I entered, it really became a time of me learning to prioritize my life around God. For me, I've always been athletic, I've always done sports, and I feel like there's such a connection to your body, your mind, and your soul. And so if you're receiving from the Lord, then you're going to be in a healthy place. It helps you to be able to train for the trial you're not yet in. When you see that barbell that's sitting in front of you, you train your mind to go even when fear comes in. It teaches you to overcome and to persevere through things that you don't necessarily feel like. We as believers are called overcomers, and I love that this is such a tangible way to be able to understand what overcoming in small ways looks like. I'm in transition. I'm struggling through relationships, I'm struggling through disappointments, I'm struggling through finances, discerning where the cloud is moving. There are new challenges that I'm stepping into in the life work that I believe God has called me to. I'm so excited for what God's doing amongst us, and I am just so thankful that He's taught me to struggle, and that He's conditioned my heart to be attuned to His voice. And for that, I'm just so thankful.